Hello, 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 and welcome, my fellow mages. This is Reximus, and today we're going to be drafting some RIX. We're going to go rummage around and see if we can find ourselves a trophy tonight. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and join the intermediate. I don't like the single eliminations. I like to actually be able to broadcast for a little while for y'all tonight. So we're going to go ahead and get started in here. We're going to go ahead and use some packs to get in. 2 of 8. So while we're waiting right here, I want to thank everybody for joining us and remind you, you can hit that follow, like, share, everything like that. You can go ahead and hit all of it if you'd like. I like when people hit my buttons. Pushing buttons is one of the most fun things to do online. Alright, so we're just over halfway there. That's always a good start, only 30 seconds in. Alright, 7 of 8. Let's go Magic. So I'm really hoping to be able to pull a cool little green-blue merfolk deck. If not, maybe a vampire. I like going wide. So let's see what we can get here. Alright, well, I wanted merfolk, and I just saw myself with a Jade Light Ranger. That's definitely going to be the card that I pick. One of the best cards to pull, one of the most expensive. So I'm already almost on the way to another draft, so that's always a good start. Another card that I would definitely first pick, even though it's gold, would be the Merfolk Mistbinder. The reason I'll actually pull the Jade Light outside of the value is the fact that it's just good in any deck. I don't have to be Merfolk. As long as I'm in green, I can run this comfortably. Other cards in the pack that I really like Mutiny. The last tournament that I did, it actually really impressed me. I didn't think it was as good as it was. Another one that I like is the Needletooth Raptor. It goes really well with this Tianali's Crown. My buddy Dave, who is a fellow mediocre mage, actually pointed out that little combo to me. Other things that we have in here that are just, relatively okay. We have, if we were going to be vampires, we could get the Exultant Sky Marcher. That's always pretty good. I also like the Charging Tuscadon. Alright, so the next, we've got an Expel from Araska, which is what I like it as a bounce spell, especially because it can end up becoming a 2-drop, what's the name of that card? Run-aground. So a 2-drop Run-aground is definitely really good if you can get to Ascend. Crashing Tide is also really good. I like it for the Merfolk factor and the draw a card for the extra 1. So I'm kind of torn between these two. This is an instant, does the same thing no matter what, and can time lock them. I think I'm going to go this one. I like drawing cards. I do like drawing cards. Another great one in this, if I was going to be in black, would be in pale. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with my fellow mage and go there. So I could definitely do Glint Grove Stalker. That would be good. I like the early aggressive play. I like the trying to fill out my low drops. It's a good merfolk. I think that's going to be what we take. Another good one in this pack would be Pride of Conquerors. If we were, going vampires, that's really good especially for Ascend. So I think I'm going to go Glint Grove Stalker. Ooh. Alright, so this is going to work towards our Ascend mechanic. Ooh, or we have the Riverwise Augur. draw 2 cards and put 2 of them on top of 2 cards from my hand on top of my library. That's really good at fixing my hand, but I really like this Wayward Swordtooth. This is a really tough pick. Another really good, just solid pick would also be Kitesail Corsair. That always impresses me. So the question is, between these 3 cards, which do we think is the best for me? I think I'm going to go the Wayward Swordtooth because it's a solid pick. You're ascending most games, so that's good. Alright. Now we come to a little bit tougher of a pick. So we have to decide between Strength of the Pack, which I actually had a discussion with one of my fellow mages about this card just tonight. I think it is highly underrated and not picked near fast enough. For me, it's between that, Jade Bearer, or Secrets of the Golden City. I like Secrets of the Golden City because most of the time you're going to draw 3 cards for 3 mana. That's really good. Another one that I like is the Swashbuckler, but I think I'm going to go with Strength of the Pack. Alright. Well, we got the Forerunner, which is a really good pickup for us. It's a little bit higher on the curve than we want, but it's a pretty decent body, and it's going to tutor us. And what does it do? Oh, okay. I can put +1/+1 counters anytime I play a Merfolk. So, that's definitely going to be what we pick here. If this wasn't here, I would probably go Crashing Tide or Jade Bearer. It would be a tough pick between saying these two. I would probably just go Jade Bearer to cut Merfolk. Because right now what I want to do is I want to cut whoever's to my right. I want to cut them out of Merfolk. I don't want them playing Merfolk. Alright, so do we want to go longer, grindier? Or do we just pick up the random body Merfolk? This has been good. I like this. It's great in combination with the Saproling Lord. But, yep, trying to get there, Chismad. Trying to get there. I think we're going to go with just the Merfolk 2-drop. It's a good blocker. Helps gum up the ground till our late game. So here we have Soul of the Rapids is pretty good. Knight of the Stampede is really good in a Dino deck. Preferably, in my opinion, the green-white one where you're going to have the larger ones that you're trying to get out at a much slower pace. It helps gum up the ground. It's on a good body. But I think for us, we're going to want to explore. We're going to want to, with our Wayward Swordtooth, that's going to go really well because we can play another edition. We can dump 3 lands in a turn with this, with the Wayward Swordtooth out. Here, I come to an interesting decision between Aggressive Urge, Naturalize, Negate, or Sea Legs. Those are all solid pickups for me, which let me know I'm actually in the right lane this late in the pack. So I'm definitely going to go Aggressive Urge because I believe all the games are won in combat. And these little play tricks are what win and lose games here. So that being said, Sea Legs is definitely not something that I'm too upset with grabbing. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and sideboard a Plummet because actually, I need to cut blue a little bit. So I'm going to go Sea Legs. I'm going to cut blue just a little bit. Ooh, a Jadecraft Artisan. That fits neatly into our curve. It's a good pickup for us. We're going to take this Firebrand out of somebody's hand. Even though we are in league, I still don't want to even chance one of my opponents going up against me and killing my Glint Grove Stalker with that. Let's see. Who all do we have here? Anybody interesting? Oh, no way. Hadonta's Climb. That's definitely going to be the pickup here. And a lot of people flip this as fast as possible. I like to share the love. So I like to spread my counters out because it's most people don't, especially first game, game one, don't have any way to remove this. So I'm making everything on my field larger before I flip this so I get the maximum value. If that wasn't here, I liked Crested Herd Collar. As y'all heard me say before, I like Strength of the Pack, but I already have one. I don't necessarily want to. Miss Cloak Herald would definitely be another possible first pick for me. Yet again, trying to cut Merfolk. But Hadonta's Climb is just too good for me to pass up. Buccaneers Bravado is really good in pirate decks. I think it is, in a pirate deck, the best play trick, period. What else do we have here? Dusk Legion Zealot's okay in this pack. I like Jadecraft Artisan. No way. A Deep Root Elite. We are getting so much love for our Merfolk deck right here. I almost feel like we're building a constructed deck. It's quite nice. Cherished Hatchling, by the way, I am not a fan of. I know people aren't going to like that. But I'm not a fan of it because it's only really good in the late game. You have to be able to have a card in your hand that actually works with it. They have to not play into it. People say, oh no, they won't block it, or, they don't want to attack into it. Well, a lot of the time, I don't feel like you're going to have the value that you want there. I like Spirewinder. If this was, ninth, if this wheeled back to me, I'd be happy to pick this up. Majestic Heliopolis, if I was in white, I still wouldn't pick it because it's just a worse Imperial Air Sword. But this Deep Root Elite, I am super excited about this. Ooh, Curious Obsession. I'm definitely going to go ahead and reserve that. I like drawing cards. My Glint Grove Stalker, hopefully that'll be what it gets on. If I can get some flying, that'd be really nice. But I really like, and also, you don't have to attack with the creature this is attached to. Just so everybody knows, you have to attack with a creature. So you can still keep the creature that this is attached to without losing it in, bad situations. Moment of Craving is premium removal, in my opinion, because most things, as you see even in my deck, are, 2 or less defense. So this kills a lot of things in my deck. Another thing, if none of these other cards were here, I would take the Woodland Stream. I do like that. Radiant Destiny. Yeah. We're going to grab the Kite Sail. I'm just wondering, is Radiant Destiny worth anything? No. Alright. So, it's definitely going to be Kite Sail. If that wasn't here, obviously I would probably pick the only green card in the pack. I would think about maybe pulling Radiant Destiny if that Kite Sail wasn't there and trying to splash it. There is different cards that, allow splashing pretty easily between both sets, especially in blue-green, because you have Sailor of Means. Granted, we haven't seen any Sailor of Means. But there's a bunch of draw, there's a bunch of, Traveler's Amulet, stuff like that. Just random fixing. So, I wouldn't hate if I had to play it, but Alright, so the question is, I've got 8 and 7. I personally think I want to go the Jadecraft Artisan here. I'm a little tempted to go Aggressive Urge. But being as I'm 8 and 7, I think being able to do this is just about as good. I really wish I had seen some Swift Wardens. That would have been cool. So, if that wasn't there, I would definitely take the Aggressive Urge. I would be happy to pick up the Hardy Veteran, or, you know, yet again, the Spire Winder if there was nothing else in this pack. But at the moment, we're actually doing really well, so I'm pretty excited about this. Thank you, Nightbot. Alright. Let's do this. We're going to go Crashing Tide. Crashing Tide's solid. We're obviously a Merfolk deck, so most of the time this is going to be an instant. What else do we got? There'd be literally nothing in my colors. I would probably grab this because, yet again, I think we're going to be getting the City's Blessing most games if we wanted it. So we're going to go ahead and grab that. Ooh, Water Knot is definitely going to be the pickup here. We don't have any removal in the deck at the moment besides Play Tricks, realistically, which I consider removal a lot of time, especially in this format. But I definitely like that. I'm going to take a Sailor of Means here. Simply because I said, like before, it's really good to have that fixing. I also like Negate. Negate's really good to shut down those play tricks that they're trying to do. But I think Sailor of Means is what we want to grab. It also helps us get to the City's Blessing by being 2 permanents on 1. So that's also something to note. Alright, so now we are going to grab another Jade, our first Jade Bearer. We've passed up all the others. So now it looks like all the Jade Bears. Oh, excellent. Sorry guys, I get a little excited when my draft starts going really well. It seems like Magic is being really kind to us tonight, so obviously we're going to pick up the Woodland Streams. None of these are really any issue to us. So yeah, let me go ahead and let that go through. Alright, so here we have a really tough decision to make. So Cleansing Ray is good to pull because we have the Adantis Climb and the Water Knot. We can also splash that in with our Sailor of Means. We're going to sideboard it for now, though. I like Aggressive Urge. I've said that before. I will say it again. Alright. Alright. You're welcome, last guy. Alright. So this time we rip on our rare. And just about everything else in the pack. So the question is, we're weak to flyers, so this is definitely a good pull. Crash the Ramparts is also a very good pull. I like the trample damage. I think we're going to go Whiptail. I'm not very happy about it. Sheltering Light could be hilarious to splash in, as well as Mark of the Vampire. I mean, really, I think anything that you want of a color is always funny to splash against people. Because especially when you pull the land that you need for it, it leaves them wondering the entire time what you could possibly have in your deck that has that. Sometimes I just run 1 odd color mana just to mess with people. I think it's funny. It's my little way of, you know, getting back at the system. Alright, so that's not that great for us, unfortunately. I definitely like Tempest Caller. I think that's my pick. If that wasn't here, to be honest, you've got River Sneak, which is really good for the unblockable. I've got lots of different buffs to make it bigger. That would be a real good target for our Curious Obsession. Which makes me wonder, but this is just too good in Alpha Strike situations. River Herald's Boon is also another really good one. Water Trap Weaver. I think we're definitely going to take the Tempest Caller here. We only have one pirate, so we can't run that. I mean, a Flash 3/3 flyer for 4 is pretty good regardless. But I think we want our Alpha Strike. Yeah. Alright, well. Do I want Vanquish the Weak? Or do I want Pirate's Prize? Draw 2 cards and I get 2 things to splash in case I see something nutty. However, I'm already set on my deck. So I think I'm going to pull that. Shaper's Apprentice is a really good pickup. We're going to just go ahead and reserve that one. What would we cut to put that in? Let's go ahead and look at what we got. Alright, so right now we're at 16. I would have to cut one thing. Probably, at this moment, I would side-tail the Grazing Whiptail. Just to keep solid, because I've got, besides my 2/1, that's a guaranteed flyer every turn when it attacks. I've also got, well no, I guess I would keep this in and do my Sworn Guardian, because I've got, let's see, alright, I think Run Aground, this is a body. Do I want a body? Or do I want to top deck a body? Like... This is a tough choice for me. If I had more Explorer, this would be a really good pull. But I don't, alas. So I think Water Trap Weaver is definitely our best pick. Crash the Ramparts wouldn't be terrible. Alright, River Herald's Boon. That is a good pickup. So apparently, we were meant to go blue-green. Okay, now, this is a very controversial pick. I see a lot of players who like and a lot of players who dislike. This is anti-tempo. But if I'm returning a Jade Bearer to my hand, that's good. If I'm returning a Mist Jade Light Ranger, that's good. It also helps protect me from enchantments and such, so that's good. So I think that's what we're going to pull. Alright, I guess we sideboard a Crushing Canopy. That's really good for your sideboard. Should definitely grab at least one during each tournament. I've got the plummet. I don't think I never grabbed a naturalize. So I definitely want this as, I definitely want that in my sideboard. Here, if they have tons, I'd like to have multiple ways, and that draws me a card. Alright, here I'm going to pick a River Herald's Boon, because now I have a couple of things that kill creatures. I have 2 things that destroy enchantments. The River Herald's Boon will be great in a situation of being able to trade up in combat or save creatures in combat. It's great protection against burn. I just think all around that's a good card. Alright, so this is definitely going to go into my sideboard. Mainly because I was playing a constructed draft trash today. And I went up against a fiery cannonade, I think it is, where it deals 2 to every non-pirate on the board, and it definitely wiped me out. So that would be really nice. So my buddy's informing me, he said it wouldn't work like that. I'll throw that over here. Oh, nope. Alright. Alright. Yes, it would prevent all damage that would be dealt to all creatures this turn. So, this is our deck to start. So now we've got a task ahead of us. We have to cut, I'm going to go 16 lands. So I have to cut 5 cards. So we're definitely going to start right here. Then we're not splashing anything, so Sailor Means can go. Wayward Swordtooth, I'm still going to keep this in. I like it for the City's Blessing, 5/5 for 3, and I can play the additional lands. I mean, granted, if I'm flooding out, that doesn't really matter, but if I have multiple things in my hand that I want to play on turn 3 and 4, I can take over a game, and I have things like, oh no, I never got any of the Golden Demises, but I do have Curious Obsession. I'm going to take out Sea Legs. Enter the Unknown is good. Let's see, what else do we take out? We need to take out 2 more cards. Let's combine separately. Alright, so this is tough. I think Sworn Guardian can come out. Alright, so I think we're going to drop that. And then I think 1 Crashing Tide. want to keep... My fellow mage is telling me this is what I should cut. I don't think this is what I should cut, because I think I want to keep 5, the 5/2 drops. Because this, I mean, I guess this counts as a 2 drop, because you're not going to want to, or, you don't want to play it on turn 1, because you get no value out of it. However, I think I would take out Sworn Guardian before Kite Sail, because I don't have an Anthem for them, and this will get in for 2 damage most turns. Yeah, but I think if that's what I'm saying, is I think if I were to take a creature out, right. See, I wish you were on mic. You should jump on mic. Yeah. Alright. Well, I'm going to take his advice for the moment. We're going to combine groups. Oh, well, before we do that, we need to add in our woodland stream. And it says 8 and 7. I think that's correct. Yes, we've got... Only thing we have double. No, well, we have 2. But we lean heavier into the green, so that's what we're going to do. Alright, we're going to save the deck, and I will return in just a moment.